Hi Flosstube, Merry Christmas. My name is Helga, also known as Callie Q, and I am back with my December update. It's been a lifetime since I've posted. If you're a first time viewer, welcome. And if you're coming back, hi, how's it going? So I haven't done this in a while, which means I'm out of practice. You're going to hear the word way too many times. Feel free to put an counter on yourself. And let's get started. So it's been a while since I've posted, and actually I filmed my last video on the morning of October 8th, 2017, and I was editing my video with the intent of posting it Monday, October 9th. And on the night of October 8th, my husband and I went to bed, and it was super windy outside, and went to sleep just like we normally do. I'd edited my video, I had it scheduled to post, and at around 3:30 in the morning, my phone started going off. I received a text message from one of my very good friends, and they were being evacuated. The Sonoma County fires, or the Tubbs or Nunes fires, started on October 8th, and the Santa Rosa Coffee Park, which is where my friends lived, the Fountain Grove, and Marquess Springs all had significant damages and losses, and my life completely pivoted into a different direction. That being said, we had several of our very close friends lose everything. We had many other friends evacuated that needed a place to stay. And we as a community went into disaster preparedness. My church became an evacuation center. I am south of where the fires took place. I'm in Sonoma County, but I'm also in Petaluma. So while we were under advisory of evacuation for about 48 hours, we were never in direct danger. And for that, I am grateful. And so all that to say, suddenly my video wasn't a priority to me. I had absolutely no stitchy bug. I had no desire to do anything, if I'm being honest. And my efforts changed. I spent a week working at my church, helping our friends. Like I said, we had several friends lose everything. And the recovery effort for Sonoma County is just getting started. We're looking at a 2-year rebuilding project, and it's just getting started. That being said, even more so, now Southern California is on fire. I heard from one of my good friends from high school this morning that our mutual friend did lose his home, and not sure what that means for them, but they'll figure it out. But my thoughts and prayers are with Southern California right now, as they're going through exactly what we just went through. People I work with have family and friends down there that are affected. Like I said, I have a friend I grew up with who's lost his home down there. I've got a couple other friends that are in advisory of evacuation, and I know how scary that is. Again, I was not affected, but my friends and family were. And so for me to go through this again is scary. So please pray, wish, think good thoughts, whatever you've got for California. Southern California is now going to deal with the immediate aftermath, and Sonoma County, Northern California is dealing with the rebuild efforts. I'm going to include a link to the Redwood Credit Union's Sonoma County Strong Rebuild Effort Fund. Don't feel any obligation to give, but I want to thank the people that reached out to check on us. I want to thank my girlfriends. They know who they are, who talk to me every day and kept us calm. I want to thank my in-laws for allowing us to stay with them. And yeah, I've got no reason to complain. We are blessed, we are safe, and I'm not having to recreate my Christmas memories because I lost everything I own. And for that, I'm just so grateful. So kind of a somber note, but let's go ahead and get started. And I guess what I want to say is the way that I'm approaching my stitching moving forward is going to be a little bit different. because one of the things that came out of this is that if I wanted to, I couldn't pack every piece of cross stitch paraphernalia that I own. I have a 1930s hutch that is filled with all my cross stitch supplies, and that wasn't going to fit in the back of our car. So if you see me saying I'm not going to work on this anymore, I'm giving it away, that's where that sentiment is coming from. I just need less. Sorry, kind of heavy to get it started, but that's where I'm coming from. That's what this is about. And again, I had no stitchy bug. And then about 2 weeks ago, I was having a conversation with some girlfriends, and my stitchy bug came back. And I found myself missing my needle. And so here we are, and let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you are not cross stitch whips. They're actually knitting whips. They're both Christmas presents, and neither's going to be done. So hint water, don't know if you're familiar with it. This, of course, is pineapple flavored, which is my favorite. And it's like, it's just water, but then you have like an aftertaste of fruit. And no sugar, no carbs, no protein, no fat. There's probably no nutritional value in it other than it's water. And since I've been on medical and can't work out for another 3 weeks, and I don't want to gain all the weight back that I've lost, I'm drinking a lot of water right now. No sodas, no juice, 2 cups of coffee a day because, hello, coffee, and then drinking hint water. And that's really it right now. So just trying to eat right and take care of myself because I can't work out. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is actually a sweater for my husband that I've been working on for way more years than I care to admit. And it's super, oops, there's fuzzies. It's just a plain brown sweater. Ironic that a UPS guy wants a brown sweater, right? So this is the torso, and I'm just working it bottom up. And that's my simple knitting that I take to church because I can't really cross stitch in church since it requires my brain. And so I've just been knitting on that in church. And that's where my energy's been going. And then my second whip is my 2016, sorry, Flosstube itchy nose, my 2016 advent calendar, which I made for myself. And the pattern is called Hitchhiker. And if I can find it, I'll insert a picture right here of how I did it. But I chose little bits of yarn from my stash to start. And so it's just a gradient rainbow. And it is a Christmas present for somebody, but she's not getting it this year because it won't be done in time. But I think she'll appreciate when she gets it. She and I, we kind of just gift back and forth, and so I can tell her it's a belated Christmas / birthday / Hanukkah / Easter / Kwanzaa. It's all the holidays in one. So, sorry. The way this project works is I made little wreaths for myself of all the yarn balls that are left, and this is what I have left. It's not a ton, but it's enough. And so I've just kind of been putzing on that. And again, I knit at church, and I knit at they call it life group or Bible study. My husband and I are in a couple study, and I knit there because, again, cross-stitching in front of people is just really hard to do. It requires my brain, and so I can't really do that. But I can knit without looking at it or thinking, or I take this to Taekwondo when my son's in class, and then today we registered him for fall basketball, and so I can do that there too. I'm going to pause you and see if I can turn because the lighting's bothering me. Just a sec. That's a little bit better. Hopefully you guys can see okay. I just moved the Christmas tree. We won't talk about how many minutes this has been paused. It's been a while. So I showed you my knitting whips, and then we were about to start my cross stitch whips. So the first thing that I know I want to work on is my monochrome rooster. So possibly right now you're seeing a picture of where I left off. But this is the pattern. And I started this as a 2017 start because 2017 was the year of the rooster, and I love chickens. And I didn't work on it very much because, again, I didn't really had a hard time figuring out if I wanted to be cross stitching this year. So haven't been working on it, but decided it is something I want to have. And then my goal is to put established 2008, which is the year that we became a family. It's the year my husband and I got married. And so this is where I'm at on it. And it is one of my, I did sign up for Year of Whips. So this is one of my Year of Whips projects. I'm also doing Stitch from Stash because I have more than enough, including in, I think all except for like 7 colors of the DMCs. So it's time for me to use what I've got. So this is where I'm at. And I love this project because it's single color. So it's a great one to work on watching TV because it doesn't require a lot of brain cells. And I just keep the thread and a needle in this little Aloha bag with surfers on the back. And this is just sitting by the television with the intent of this is my TV project. Probably going to work on it while I watch a little bit of The Crown today because that's one of my goals. I just discovered The Crown when everybody started talking about season 2 coming out. Honestly, I mostly watch YouTube as like a TV show. So I'm a little behind, but with the recent royal news and everything else, I've decided that happy TV is what I want. So I will be watching The Crown. The next whip I know that I want to finish, and I want to finish this because of the historical sentimentality, and I just think it would be fun to have, and I'm assuming she's going to do a new one. So this is one of the, if another one comes out, this is something I am planning to purchase in 2018. But this is the Rio 16 Summer Olympics by Clouds Factory. I have not worked on this. It has not changed since I basically started it during the Olympics. So my goal is to finish this year and then hopefully do the winter. There'll be a Winter Olympics pattern and I'll do it on there. So all I have is the Olympic rings and little else. So hopefully that will be my project number 2 in my Year of Whips. I have 38 whips right now. So the reality is you cannot work on 38 projects at the same time and make progress. Or at least I can't. Maybe there is somebody out there who's figured out how to make this work. I have not. So I need to do what works for me. And so I've chosen 8 projects to focus on in 2018. And then 2 SALs. A SAL that I haven't started yet and a SAL that's been in progress for, we won't talk about how many years. The next whip is a gift from my good friend Megan, who moved away. So Megan, if you're watching, this was your Christmas present that I did not finish. And it is by Lindy Stitches. It is the Pride and Prejudice Blessing, which I had changed some of the colors to be more her shades of blue. So mine are a little bit brighter, but I hadn't got that far. So I'll get there when I get there. And again, not much has happened on it, so it really isn't relevant to show you where I was, but this is where I am. I'm on Pemberley. And that is my Year of Whips project number 3. Year of Whips number 4 was a 2017 start by Stiach, which is it's a Facebook group, and it's a mystery stitch along that I got roped into through Delicious Threads my Jen. And I really enjoyed it. I just couldn't keep up. They put a lot in their clues and I didn't prioritize it, so I got behind. So most people have seen the pattern. And sorry, all I have is the chart. I don't have a printout of it. So this is it. And it says, as for me and my house, we shall serve. And if it's yellowish, that means I finished it. And if it's white, it means I haven't finished it. So this is where I'm at. And they gave you like 30 bajillion options on what to do with it. And Bendy, I think, serves taco and donuts, which is adorable. But I had chosen to take mine in a different direction. So mine's actually going to say, as for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. And then I found this free cross chart that I think will fit. I might have to modify it a little bit, but I'm going to put that in the middle there and then put the Lord on either side. And that's my Year of Whips number 4. Number 5 is Midnight Meeting. This was a free pattern offered by Fox and Jackal, which is Chris and Kay, which is Mortuary Stitches, Jay's son and his wife. And this chart came out, and I knew immediately I had to make it because I absolutely love it. It's just deliciously spooky. The story that went with it was really awesome. And of course, I needed to do it with fancy floss. So I ended up digging in my stash and pulling out, and I don't know why people hold up floss because you can never see it, but I ended up digging out these flosses from my stash. So these are all Gentle Arts. So my reds are Pomegranate, Schoolhouse, and Pomegranate and Schoolhouse, because there's 2 shades of red. So one's more of like a fire truck red, one's more of a cherry red. And then my 3 yellows were Butternut Squash, Harvest Moon, and Caramel Corn. And then my white of choice was Picket Fence, which is like a chalkboard white, which I like. And I have 2 of them. So my intent is to use fancy floss because I think the variegation on this house would be amazing. I'm having a planning session with Bendy later this week where we're going to basically take all of the themes and put them straight into our planner using the whips that we plan to work on. So this definitely could be a Halloween whip. This could be a you need to work on a big house whip. This could be a fairy tale whip because in my mind that is the Mad Hatter and Alice. I love the topsy-turviness of this tree. It's just gorgeous. But I just see this color variegation just being absolutely stunning. And then I probably won't put a 13 on the door just because I don't like the numbers. But that is one of those projects that I saw it and immediately had to have it. Well, it was free. I downloaded the chart. I didn't buy anything. And this is something I know I want to have. So all I've done is very little. I'd started it, and so I have a little bit of the corner of the house. And this is on Picture This Plus from my stash. The color is Dapple, 16 counts. And it's one of the ones I want to work on. You're just going to keep hearing me say it's one of the ones I want to work on because I mentally haven't been able to get beyond. I want to work on it. In September, right before the fires hit, my aunt passed away. And my aunt is a prolific cross-stitcher, and losing her is a significant loss. And she, when EJ, my son, was born, made him a blanket that is stitched with his name and a baby image. And I don't know if I've shared it before or not, but if I remember, I'll go find it for you. But don't count on it because I have no idea where it is. But she made this blanket, and I've always had in my mind that I want to do a cross-stitch blanket because I love the idea of them. But I wanted a cross-stitch blanket that would be like a legacy project. So if you've been watching me since the beginning, you know that my mom in her stash, or the box of inheritance as I like to call it, had a lot of the Prairie Schooler Santas. And then I picked up a few in my adventures, and Bendy found me a few when she was in Vegas, and I've slowly been accruing these Santas. And I could make ornaments like Fauna, except for I have my ornaments, and the lights are on so it's hard to see, but my ornaments are all birds. So if I turn the tree off, maybe you can see this better. Yeah, a little bit. Okay. So I'm a bird watcher and have been for years. So I have birds. So this is a Western Bluebird by Old Christmas is the name of the company. And this is my newest one. It's a really cool woodpecker. He's beautiful, isn't he? So that's what I have, is my birdies. And so I don't really want the Santas as ornaments, though they are absolutely beautiful. And Vanna, your collection and the ladies that made you an additional collection was such a fun thing to watch happen. But I bought one of those stitch your own blanket things, and my intent is to stitch Santas. So the first Santa I started with is actually the 1996, and I just chose it because it was in my stash and I liked it. But the first challenge I found is I'm not sure how I'm going to do the white because the blanket is white. So my blanket's white, and that's how far I am, and this is the Santa. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the white. I've got to figure that out probably at some point. But right now I'm just focused on a sack, and I was kind of just working like this. So I'm on the sack, so this is a gray. And I have stacked minders, don't I? Yep. I have frosted pumpkin minders everywhere, many of them. I have them all. I think I have them all. Pretty sure I have them all. Amanda could tell you if I have them all because she knows much better what I buy than I do. She teases me regularly that I buy it before she can even like finish posting it. So this is going to be my Santa project. My intent is to do maybe a Santa a year and have this be kind of my stitchy project for the couch. So my only goal for 2017 is to finish this Santa and to choose the next one. So this is, again, the first one I started. And this is what I'm calling my legacy project. And this is in honor of my Aunt Susan. This is it's not in honor of my mom. My mom's still alive, but it's, influenced by my mom in honor of my aunt. And this will be my annual Christmas legacy. So my goal is each year to add a Santa. Like I said, we've been together for 10 Christmases. So I'm not going to try and go back and do 10 to get myself caught up. This is a moving forward. So starting in the year 2017, add a Santa until my blanket is full. I think there's 20 or 25 squares. And who knows, maybe I'll fall in love with it and I'll keep making them. But I only have so many of the Santas and I really don't need them all. And so I thought this would be a fun way to kind of just pick and choose the ones I want. And like I said, Michelle Bendy got me some when she was on her Vegas trip that I'm super excited about. And so I just think that'll be fun to have my friends pick the Santas I use or do and then work on it a little at a time. So that's my Santa project. And so he will be Year of Whips for my 2018 Santa, but I haven't selected my 2018 Santa yet because I'm still trying to work on my 2017 Santa. The next thing I'm working on is a freebie that came out through Armada Stitches. This is the woman who's doing the Harry Potter class schedule sal, which I'm still on the fence about. I've purchased the pattern, but whether or not I'm actually going to do it, I'm not sure. So it's in my mind, but it's not committed to yet. So she's doing a little freebie, and I stole this image off her Facebook group. So sorry to whoever I stole this. I don't know who posted it, but this is where they're at so far. And I think Michelle, you're also doing this one, and a few. Link is my homeboy's doing it. And I don't know. The lady had over 1,000 people sign up. Whether or not it's people I know, I don't know. But I know that my friends are doing it. So this is where it's at right now. And it was, so the tree was day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The carolers were 6, 7, 8. And then the trees are day 9. So today is the 9th of December. So apparently day 9 came out last night, and I just haven't downloaded it yet. I was really, oh yeah, you can see this little bubble here? These little short hairs? That's my grow back from me tearing my hair out because I've been so stressed over the last year. So I haven't done that in a long time, but I started plucking my hair again, and that's what told me I needed to reprioritize things. So I had this tote in my stash, and I don't remember what I bought it for, but I bought it. And it's this little bag. And so I decided it would make a cute little Christmas project because it's I think the space you stitch in is like from here to here. It's like 9 by 9. I think that's what the dimensions were. And I don't even remember when I bought this or if I bought it or somebody gave it to me. I don't know where it came from, but it was in my stash. So I'm making a little Christmas tote. And if I finish this, it will be a gift for someone. If I don't finish it, it'll be a gift for someone next year. But I love it because it's a little small and bite size. And so I'm on day 4 with the poinsettia, which I said look like aliens. Um, doesn't that look like a little alien to you? Certainly looks like a little alien to me. Did you see that? Let's do that again. I don't know. It looks like an alien to me. So that's project number 7. And my last whip is not a whip at all because I'm tearing it out and starting over. So I dropped my water. Just a second. Did you see my Christmas sweater? My son picked this out. I have a Star Wars Christmas sweater with Darth Vader and stormtroopers and snowflakes. I love my Christmas sweater. So Donna Stitch came out with the Alice in Wonderland this year, I think in September. And immediately Bendy and I were like, stitch all the things. And I cast it on. You cast on to knit. How do you say that? I started it. We'll go with that. And kind of sort of pussed at it, got a bunch of the white, and I'm not feeling it. And I'm not feeling it not because I don't love the chart, because the pattern is gorgeous. I love this pattern. I'm not feeling it because I recognize it's not something that would hang on my walls because it doesn't suit our aesthetic. Totally suits my aesthetic. Alice in Wonderland, period. But I don't live by myself. And the people I do live with, my Busby and my son, they get a say on what goes on the walls. And I made a joke about how I would hang it and where I would hang it. And it was vetoed. He didn't like it. So, knowing this is a pattern I really want, I was kind of between a rock and a hard place. Hey, buddy, could you bring me the fabric that is in front of you on the table? Yeah, could you come here? That little square right there. Awesome, thank you. So my son and I have been working on making Christmas stockings for people that lost their Christmas decorations. And while I was sewing the 11 billionth one, I think we've made probably 9 now. Sliced my finger on something. I was sewing the Christmas stockings. So it's a yard of fabric and it has stockings printed on it, and you cut them out and you put them with batting and muslin and you sew the perimeter, you turn them inside out, and you have a little stocking with a loop. And I do have one. Here we go. Okay, thank you. He's brought it over to me. So as I was doing that, I had this thought. What if I cross-stitched my own stocking? Because cross-stitch stockings are gorgeous. They're usually full coverage. They're super fancy dancy, and they are heirloom worthy, right? I think we all agree that when you have a hand-stitched stocking, that is definitely something you're going to track down and grab if your house is on fire. Because that's my parameters now. Would I grab it if the house was on fire? And if the answer is, it doesn't need to be finished. So again, you're going to see a lot of things go out because I'm just not. I have a 1930s hutch full of cross-stitch fabric and supplies and patterns and threads and whips, 38 whips. Those can't be loaded in the back of the car. I have 11 billion pounds of fabric for quilts. Can't be loaded in the back of a car. But finished quilts can. You can grab a stack of quilts. So my 2018 goals are projects worth keeping. And that's my criteria. So I know that the Donna Stitch pattern and the Alice is something that in my mind is worth keeping. So how can I make that work? So again, I'm sewing stockings, and it's a cute little silhouette, and it's not anything fancy. And again, I is a yard of fabric purchased through Joann's or something, right? And somebody gave me these. These were free for me to make for families that lost their decorations. So we've been working on these, and these are really quick and dirty and take seconds to throw together. And the fabric's printed, right? So I don't even have to think about it. But I'm sitting there cutting out the stocking, and I'm kind of sort of brainstorming, do you make plans while you're doing other things? Because I'm the queen of cool ideas, and I execute on very few of them. I always tell my friend she'll be a bajillionaire if she takes my ideas. I don't need any credit for them. I don't even want a cut of them. I just want to see success, so I'm giving you every good idea I come up with, and maybe it'll come to fruition. And sometimes they pan out, and sometimes I'm just out to lunch and don't know what I'm doing. But I know that this is something that would be worth it to me to put the effort in. So I took this silhouette. I took my pattern. It's not perfect, but it's ish. Okay, this is approximately the pieces I'm planning to keep. I recognize I'm probably going to lose some of the cards, but my goal is to keep Hatter, Alice, and the Queen. So if the King loses half his head, I'm okay with that. Get it off of his head. Sorry, bad joke. But that's what I'm going to do. So I took it and I kind of sort of plotted it, right? I then took my fabric, which is a nice big piece of probably 16 count. I don't think it's 14. It seems a little small. It'd be 14. Give me 14 over here. No, it's smaller than 14. So it's probably 16 count. And I traced the stocking. See if you can see that. Okay, you see that? I traced the stocking onto my fabric. Okay. So my goal for today, and Bendy will be helping me because she maths much better than I do, is figuring out what the center of my new design will be. Because right here, you can kind of see it. This is all the white of Alice's skirt from when I did it before. But I want it to be at this angle. So I probably will have to tear that out. And I'm okay with that. But I'm going to make myself a full coverage stocking using the donut stitch pattern. And so that's number 8 in my year of WIPs. And I need to go check the year of WIPs group because I think I had other projects posted. But you have till December 18th to finalize your album. So I'm going to give her a link to my Flosstube because you need a video. And then I'm going to repost my images. But I'm taking this as an inspiration. I traced it onto this. Found what I thought was the perfect full coverage pattern. And I'm making myself a stocking. But like, see how, pretend for a second that this is exactly how the stocking would fit on the page, hypothetically speaking, because again, no math has been done. This is merely raw sketch, grand idea planning. And see how I kind of run out of design right there? I can continue with what's there very easily if I need to fill it in. Just like I can continue right here. So again, not perfect, quick and dirty, but how cool would that be as a stocking? And you're seeing it backwards, which really throws me, but I don't know how to flip the camera, so it's like that, but like that. So that's my grand plan. We all know, what is it? The road to hell is paved with good intentions. The path to my financial downfall is full of great ideas. So grandiose ideas, not great ideas, grandiose, huge ideas, right? So my intent is use what I have. So I didn't go out and buy a new piece of fabric. I'm fully going to pick out 6 days worth of stitching in white. Because that's the other thing is when I started this with Bendy, I was like, I'm in a color complete. So what I have to tear out is white on white. That sucks, but it's worth it because this, to me, is a way to keep this pattern. Because I love it, but it needs to be into something practical that I can save. So that's my year of WIP plans. And again, I have an email into Melanie to find out if tearing out the white and starting over counts, or if that will be my new start for 2018. Because I'm not doing the big, huge game where you need I think you need 15 or 18 WIPs to qualify for prizes and all that. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping it simple. So I have 8 projects I want to work on. So I feel like I'm missing one, but that's 8. So what did I change? Because I feel like I've changed something from my original plan. Bear with me. I'm going to do that annoying thing where you look on your phone at something while someone's talking. I guess while I'm talking to you, I'm doing it. So if you're in the Soulful Stitching group, which will be linked below, Year of WIP signups are now. And again, you make a video or you do an album. And Melanie Watkins. That sounds right to me, but I'm not positive. I think that's her name. She is the person that is running the... Oh, I know what I'm missing. Shoot, just a second. Hey, buddy. I'm going to pause you because I know it's here. Just a sec. I found it. It was on the couch. Why wouldn't it be, right? So one of the things that Melanie talks about in her video is, what does cross stitch mean to you, and why do you do it? What does this community mean to you? And that's a pretty cool sentiment. And so the project that I was missing, that Donut Stitch just kind of jumped in the middle of, is also a single color project that's white. And I found this project through Sleepy Kitty Stitches. Kylie is her name. And it's this one. And you can't see that. So I'm going to attempt to find an image, which will be here. So my rooster we talked about. My house of the Lord. Oh. Sal's. We'll get there. My Santa. Midnight Meeting. The mountains are calling and I must go. This is a John Muir quote. John Muir is one of my favorite people. Muir Woods is one of my favorite places to go. And this is something I want hanging in my home. It's just in a little Q-snap. I've got my frosted pumpkin, excuse me, National Park Centennial Sal needle minder. But this belongs in our home. So this was my other Year of WIP project. That was number 8. And then, grand idea, Donut Stitch. So that's where I'm at, right? So technically, I guess 9, and I'm okay with 9. 9's not horrible, but the number's 8. But maybe it's 8 plus. And then I have 2 Sals, because why not, right? So the first Sal, we all know, it's a frosted pumpkin. It's their 2013 Woodland Sampler, because the new one this year is based off of the old one. This one. The new one for 2018 is based off of the 2013 Woodland Sampler. And this is when I discovered the frosted pumpkins, and mine's in French because I'm pretentious. So janvier, février, mars, avril. So I'm in April, which is awesome. Yay, April. And so this will be my Sal. And I'm giving myself 3 months off because I'm current, right? Because janvier is done, février is done, mars is done. I'm already done January, February, March. I'm going to try and stitch this in Sal real time. So this will be my first 2018 Sal. And I kicked myself a little because I don't know if you can see, but I don't have very much border here. Because when I started this, I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know you're supposed to be in the middle. So I started 1.5 inches from the edge. But Everyone I have spoken to has reassured me I will not need to start over since I'm not planning to do anything super fancy, just throw it in a frame. And I can duct tape the frame and I won't lose sleep over that. Because this is not heirloom. This is for me because I think it's cute. I want to finish this one. That being said, I don't know that I want to do the next one because I haven't seen it yet. And we'll reevaluate the others later. But what I've shown you so far are things I actually want in my home, or I have plans to give to someone specific as a gift. So when I say, oh, it's going to someone, I know who that someone is. You don't need to know. But I know who I'm planning to give it to. And so I'm okay with that. So that counts, right? So my first SAL will be Frosted Pumpkins Woodland Sampler from 2013, used as a 2018 SAL. There's one other SAL that I see having purpose in my life, though not for me, for my son, but it's really cool. So one of the things I did this summer is Picture This Plus had a sale. We all know about that. And I bought 2 pieces of really big pieces of fabric. So both of them are 16 count, and I don't need to take them out. But I got Heritage, and I got Doubloon, and I got a yard of each. And then I got a little piece of Heroic, who I'm pretty sure I can blame. Who made me buy Heroic? Not made me buy, but who enabled me to buy Heroic? It was a Weasley. Drew, that one's yours. Not, you don't get the fabric. Let me qualify that. You're the reason I bought it. So I have Heroic, which is like a marbly pinkish purple blue on tan. I have Doubloon, which is a parchment tan. So I got a yard of that. This is not a good angle. Can you see that? There we go. Doubloon. I got a yard of it. And then I got Heritage, which is a tan, but it's more like a gray tan. So if this is old timey-wimey map colored, yeah, they're both old timey-wimey map colored. This one's called Heritage. And they're all 16 count, but I have a yard of each. And next to each other, you can see one's grayer than the other. And the Heroic really is like right there in there. It just has a little bit of pink in it, which is fun. But those are my plans. Oh, which SAL? I have plenty of fabric to choose from, right? The Gargoyle SAL. Ingleside Imaginarium. Brittany Church. She brought you the Dragon SAL last year, which we didn't finish. We started it. So that'll be his SAL, my son's. He's going to work on his dragons in 2018 because he wants them. I'm going to work on gargoyles because I want those. Okay. Stash. No, not Stashquisition. Yeah, Stashquisitions, right? Haul. As Olivia B says, haul. So here's my haul. So first, a sprinkle. And this sprinkle made me cry. And you've all seen it already. But I haven't shared it. She did. So this showed up at my home. There it is. Post Sonoma County fires. Picking up the pieces. Trying to decide what matters. Trying to remember why I do what I do. And my twin had to have been their moment to understand why I call her that. Sent me this. This made me cry. Like, ugly tears cried. Like, couldn't even call her to say thank you because I was crying so hard. So I don't know if you can see, but there's, right there, there's a bee behind me, along with a silver dipped leaf, which is from our honeymoon in Yosemite. My sister-in-law bought me the leaf, but it's from where my husband and I honeymooned. Bees are a big deal to me. Well, birds of bees. There's naughty connotation. Birds and bees are important to me. And Bendy and I realized we have bees in common. And then we realized we have a whole lot of other things in common. That woman knows my heart. And when she sent me this, you guys, she is one of the most amazing, considerate, sweet, loving, wonderful. She is such a good soul. And this meant so much to me. This you grab when your house is on fire. I haven't framed it yet because budget, waiting to find, but I'm going to get it framed, like fancy frames, because this is going to be in a place of honor. And she sent me a Save the Stitches earlier this year that hangs in our bedroom. And it's the first thing I see when I walk in the room every day. And I love it because it makes me think of her. That you grab in a fire. She has the twin piece of that. They're not the same. They're different, but they're the same. So those are our twin pieces. We have twin quilts in the works. She's my twin. She's one of my best friends, and we're going to be friends forever. And I love her so much. So Michelle, I've said it to you lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of times. But I feel so blessed to have you in my life. You guys, look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Best friends are bee friends. And we're going to be best friends forever. I love her. Isn't it beautiful? And look at this. Gosh. No one's ever done this for me. I need you to just look at this. The little bees. So there's that. And then the other blessing that came out of 2017 is I met a group of ladies called the NorCal Stitchers. And Becky, the Obsessed Stitcher, Maddie, Happy Go Stitchy, the Olivia B, Michelle Hudson, different Michelle, Terry, Balmy Stitcher, Susan, I don't know your Instagram, it's Sue something, but I always find you. Who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting? I'm not forgetting her. Jen, Delicious Threads. You guys, these ladies make my stitchy life better because I met real in-person stitchers and we click, we connect, we have an amazing time together. And then I met Trixie Stitches, Janet. She's cool. She's crazy, but she's cool. And that's my little stitchy. I call him my stitchy covey. It's a had to have been their moment. We called ourselves the Naughty Stitchers. You can go watch Jen's video to understand that. But I call him my stitchy covey because the state bird of California is the California quail, and a group of quail is called a covey. So I call him my stitchy covey. I'm not forgetting anyone. I'm picturing us when we were at Becky's office. So I'm going Terry, Becky, Michelle, Jen, Olivia B coming soon, Sue coming soon, me. Am I missing anyone? Who am I missing? Oh, and Maddie. Sorry, Maddie. And Maddie. Am I missing anyone? I didn't meet Elena yet. I wasn't at the Christmas meetup. Or I was at the Christmas meetup. I wasn't at the Thanksgiving meetup. We had personal family drama go down, and so I stayed home and felt sorry for myself. Probably should have went. I probably would have been more. It would have served my spirit better if I'd gone, but I was doing that. I'm having drama, so I'm gonna just go into my hobbit hole and try and figure it out by myself. These ladies make my life better. So we had a Christmas meetup, and I don't know where I did. I'm missing my pattern that I got. I don't think I'm actually missing it. I think I left it on my desk because I was scanning it for a working copy because I thought I was going to start it right away. And then I had my come to Jesus moment of I can't work on all the things all the time. So I'm pretty sure it's on my desk. So we'll start with the swag. So Michelle Hudson gave us this bag, which is beautiful plaid, little whip bag. I love it. So we got a project bag. I got a stack of Delicious Threads needle minders, which are all, I think they're all in the fridge, but I'm not going to go get them. But there's an Alice, there's a Stellar's J, there's a Bluebird, there's a Peter Rabbit, because I grew up on McGregor. That was the name of my street. There's a pineapple. How could I forget there was a pineapple? What was it, Jen? There were 5, right? And then I have all the ones I bought during her sale. For a lot. So I have enough needle minders to last me a lifetime. And right now I'm using needle minders to hang my Christmas cards because that's how many I have. So we met up on last weekend at Needle in a Haystack in Alameda, California, which is our LNS. And it's not really L by any means, but it's NS. It's our local-ish needle shop. And so let me show you some of the things I got. So from Becky, she gifted me the Lighthouses of the West Coast charts, which I think are absolutely gorgeous because my childhood was spent traveling from lighthouse to lighthouse. This is a chart by Virginia Creekman of Tidewater Originals. And I love it because it lists all of the lighthouses. And I've been to quite a few of them. There we go. So it has a map of California, Oregon, and Washington. And then it lists the lighthouses. So in typical me, I said to my husband, I want to stitch every single one of these, and then I want to go there and take a picture. I told you, full of grandiose ideas that may or may not ever happen in my lifetime. But this has potential. The next thing I got was from Delicious Threads Jen. It's not technically for me, but I get to stitch some of it. So I'm gonna share it with the person it's for, but I'm also planning to work on it too. And it is a birdie chart. This is for my son. It says the Weigart chart. And it's interesting because I'm going to show you, because according to Drew, this is okay. And I'm just, if it's not okay, I'm getting away with something. But if it is okay, then here we go. So they show you the colors, how to chart it, right? But then they show you this grid at the bottom. And they don't list threads. So I guess you go to the store, or you go to your stash. Helga Marie, you don't need to buy anything. And you pull the colors out of your stash. And there's a Harrier, a Downy Woodpecker, there's a Kingfisher, there's a, I'm going to call it a red-tailed hawk. It might be a red shoulder, a magpie, a crow, maybe a painted bunting, and a little sparrow, and a pigeon. But they're beautiful. So, yeah, I thought that was fun. So thank you, Jen, for that. And then Trixie got, we did a, what's the game called, Becky? Elephant? It's the Elephant Exchange or something like that. I have to go look it up. And Trixie got the prize present gift that everybody wanted. Like, it's the one that got stolen a couple times, right? And it was a beautiful project bag. is a Vonna bag, but Terry used fabric that had male and female cardinals in like a winter scene. And I wish I had a picture of it. I don't think Trixie has shared it on her Instagram. We'll just look, right? Why not? Did you share it on your Instagram? She did not. So get on her case to film a video or share it on her Instagram because, you guys, it's gorgeous. So I wanted it, and I wanted it bad. And inside of it, it had some charts. It had a bee chart, it had a rooster chart, it had a bird chart. Like, this bag was supposed to be mine. And I had it because I stole it from Jen. But then it was stolen from me. And then Trixie so generously gave me the charts that were in the bag. And I just have to show you guys this one because my word for, do you pick a word for the year? So I do, because I'm one of those silly people that does stuff like that. And my word for 2018 is to be. To be present, to be kind, to be happy, to be intentional, to be. Because I'm a bee, right? So look at this chart. It says be happy. And I want to be happy. And I want to be intentional. I want to always be kind. And so next year I'm going to be. Isn't that pretty? And it kind of looks like it has like a Christmas wreath around it. I just love it. So Trixie, thank you for that because it is beautiful. She also, like I said, she gave me the crow pattern. Maybe it's blackbirds. I don't know. And the rooster pattern as well. But you guys needed to see this because, like I said, my year for next year is to be all the things. And then the last thing I got was, like I said, we went to a shop and I had a pretty tight budget because I'm trying to be smart, be intentional, be discriminating, and not buy all the things. So I went in to buy the floss that I needed for a project I'm working on. And it's a Gentle Arts floss called Pineapple Sherbet. Pineapple Sherbet, which is like a white with smidgens of yellow. And per usual, the lighting sucks and you can't see it anyway, but you can see a little hint of the yellow. But this is my favorite white. And I think this is what I'm going to use for Santa instead of a stark white. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Got to play with it a little. And then I bought 2 charts. So acknowledging and recognizing that I'm planning to make my Santa blanket, I decided I needed to buy a Prairie Schooler Santa. And the way that the Prairie Schooler Santas work now is they release them in bundles. So I don't really get how this works, but Prairie Schooler went under. You can't buy the charts anymore, but they're re-releasing the charts. You explain that one. So, Prairie Schooler Santas. So this is Prairie Schooler book number 205, Santa's Revisited IV. And IV is 4, right? I think so. It's 5, take away 1. The negatives are in the front. Roman numerals. I don't really remember them. But this is the 86, 88, and 92. So the one I've started is 96. So this one is 86. And this has Santa holding a dove, Santa delivering toys, and then a Santa fisherman with a lobster. And the Santa fisherman with the lobster is the one that I'm intending to put into my blanket. Because again, I'm being discriminating about which Santas are going to go into my blanket. And I just love the Santas with this fish. So he's going in. And then the way that Needle in a Haystack was laid out, they had baskets that were kind of themed. So crinkle, crinkle. They have baskets on the shelves that are by designer. And they had no Prairie Schooler in that basket, which was annoying to say the least. But I was able to find it because she had them separated in the Christmas stuff. I say I was able to find it. I wasn't. Michelle found it for me. So thank you, ma'am. And I decided I was allowed to buy one thing that wasn't one of my Santas. And then I was talking to someone. Maddie, was it you? And I decided that my Santa, or maybe it was Olivia, but my blanket needed a special center. And so I bought, it's the 2005 limited edition Santa from Prairie Schooler. You're noticing the theme, right? So the year I finished the blanket, maybe, or maybe I'll just skip the year. And actually, I'm kind of annoyed that it says Christmas too, but I love the chimney and I love the houses in the corners. So depending upon how I play it out, this should be the center of my blanket. Maybe. I'm really indecisive. I think that's what I want to do with it, but I don't know because Busby was pointing out that it's different than all the others and I might not like it. And then I was binge watching, what is her name? It's the teacher. Off the Grid. Sorry, I don't remember your name. She doesn't watch me. Why am I apologizing? I just discovered her because she did an English paper piecing video, and English paper piecing is one of my quilt projects for 2018, so I was watching her tutorial to see if I can get any tips and tricks. She went and did, and this is not her most recent video, this is, like I said, it was in the archives, going deep dive, getting to know the person. It was a tour of her friend Patty's house, and Patty had taken a chart that was written for 28 count, and she had stitched it on 7 count, 9 count, 11 count, the big stuff, where she had used the pearl floss instead of the embroidered floss. And I thought this would make a cool cushion. So that might be what this turns into, as a pillow. But I know that I want my decorations to be things created by me that surround my family and friends that I care about with the things I care about. And I still have a stitchy bug because I'm sitting here going, I want to stitch all the things. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and stitch 8 projects and 2 sals in 2018. And one thing that I think I want to do, and again, I have a planning session later today with Bendy, and I haven't made a full decision about this yet, but I think I'm going to try and work on one whip at a time. And if I need a whip break, that's where my sals come in, right? So if I have 2 sals and I have 1 whip that I'm focused on, that's 3 projects, right? So in January, I'll choose a whip and I'll work on my whip and I'll work on my sals. And my January sal for Woodland Sampler's done. So I'm just working on my gargoyles. And if I can focus myself, I think I can have finishes. I don't think I'll have 10 finishes because that's just not reality. I had 2 last year. And they're little. Like, this is one and lose the other. Stand by. Home is wherever I am with you. And my beekeeper. These are my FFOs of 2017. That's it. I mean, I did a few ATCs, artist trading cards. I restitched a Ninja Turtle that had to be tore out for someone for the fair. I made 1 quilt top to bottom, for a friend that had a baby. And I made a bunch of charity quilt tops. But I wasn't productive this year. I dealt with lots of drama and depression and frustration and parenting and marriage and money and all those things that take away from all the fun stuff in life. But we made it. Here we are, December 9th, 2017, and I am here, loud as always, in charge of my own destiny. And I know I want projects. So if I know I want projects, I have to be willing to do what it takes to get them. And the fires were a real wake-up call to work on what matters. So I'm going to be here every month-ish. Don't want to commit to every month because life, but I'm trying really hard to update once a month. I'm going to try and be monogamous. And if I finish a whip, I'll replace it with another one because I have 38 whips. I got options. I think I did a good balance of big projects and little projects. Like I said, I have 2 Sals. I'm not allowing myself to buy another frosted pumpkin Sal until A, I love it, and B, I finish the one I was already on. Because I have 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, 5 of them in progress with January done. That's it. January done. 2 of them are being abandoned. Once Upon a Time and Passport, I don't love. So pretty sure I'm going to walk away from those. I am planning to finish Storytime and Happily Ever After and Woodland Sample. But I want finished objects. I'm very excited about my stocking plan. Haven't done the math yet, so don't want to get too excited because that might blow up in my face. Typical me. But I'm excited about that right now. So there's that. And I'm excited to be creative. I am so thankful for this community. I am thankful for my NorCal Stitcher girls, who I know in person now. They are amazing ladies, and I feel so blessed to have them in my life. I am so grateful for my unicorns. They know who they are. I love them both dearly. They have made this year better. And you two have become the people I trust more than anyone else when it comes to all this crap. I am thankful for you, the people that sit and listen to all of us ramble and make our videos. I'm thankful for my husband, who just shrugs his shoulders and tells me do what I love. And I love to create, and he supports me 110% in that. I am thankful to my Quilt Guild and to the wonderful ladies that I've met through that group and all the good that we're going to be doing for Sonoma County. I am honored to be the committee chair for the Sonoma County Quilt efforts for Petaluma, and I'm excited for what my plans are. I will be talking about my quilts in my videos moving forward. I am making a donut quilt with Michelle Bendy. I will be making a quilt with Drew Weasley. Drew, we are making a quilt next year, in 2018. Yes, in 2018. Itty Bitty Brittany, you and me, girl, we got projects. I got a Kraken that I need to get to, which means I need to work through what's here. Kellyanne, you have been a support. I'm thankful for that. Thank you. Those are the girls I talk to every day. There are so many of you that have become to mean so much to me. And for that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I wish you a very Merry Christmas. And I look forward to a very positive, happy, wonderful, stitchy filled New Year. Bye, guys.